Alright guys, so today we're going to be working on finding the greatest common factor. And the greatest common factor is the biggest number that goes into both of these numbers evenly. So what we're going to use to help us find the greatest common factor is something called prime factorization. And prime factorization uses factors trees to help us find all the prime factors that they have in common. So the first step is to set up some factor trees. So we're trying to find the greatest common factor of 56 and 84. So 56 and 84 are going to be at the top of our factor trees. Now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to work with 56 for now. And I can think of anything that I can multiply together that's going to give me 56. So right off the bat, I know that 7 times 8 is 56. Okay. Now what we have to do is ask ourselves, are either one of these numbers prime? We know that 7 is prime, but 8 is not, so it can break down further. Two things that multiply together to give us 8 are 4 and 2. We have to ask ourselves, are either one of those prime? 2 is a prime number, 4 is not, therefore we can break it down further. We can break it down into 2 times 2. We know that both of those 2's are prime, so I'm going to circle them. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come down and write the prime factorization, which is really just a list of the prime factors. And anytime we're writing a prime factorization, we want to order them from least to greatest so that our numbers are nice and neat and organized. So the prime factorization of 56 is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Okay, now I use these dots here in our list so that we can remember that to get 56, we would have to multiply all of those out. Those are multiplication signs. 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Now we need to come over here and we're going to do the exact same thing for 84. Now I don't know anything right off the top of my head that multiplies together to get me 84, but I do see that this is an even number. So I know I can multiply 2 times something, and in this case it's 42. 2 times 42 is 84. Okay, now we have to ask ourselves, are either one of those numbers prime? 2 is. Okay, so I circle it, but I can break down 42 further. To get 42, I can multiply together 7 and 6. 7 is prime, so I'm going to circle it. 6 is not, so I'm going to break it down further. I can multiply 3 times 2 to get 6. 3 and 2 are both prime, so I'm going to circle them. Now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to write the prime factorization for 84. And again, we're going to do that in least to greatest so that our numbers are nice and neat. So the prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. So that's our prime factorization for 84. 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. Now what we have to do is we need to look at our prime factorization list and see what they have in common or see what they share. Okay, so I can see right off the bat that they share a 2. They share another set of 2's. They don't share a third 2. They do not share a 3. And they do share a set of 7's. Okay, so over here I'm going to write out what they share. They share a 2 times 2 times 7. Okay, to get the greatest common factor from that, what we have to do is we're going to multiply that out. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. So our greatest common factor for these two is 28.